Our back part 3, politics and video games, with Ticket Master and Ramses. So is there a reason you picked 7 over any of the other ones? You should have played 9, because 9 is like the best one you haven't played yet, I'd say. Or that's on there anyway.
I'm still sort of stuck in this one.
What?
What?
In that one or in 13?
In this one.
Where are you stuck at?
No, no. I mean, not
Okay, never mind.
on like, the game. Just just the stuff the game communicates.
But then I would also say that, like, going back to an older one would probably not be a good idea, since the gameplay system is like just fundamentally so different from the current stuff. Oh, there's a release date thingy. I'll slide that up.
Well, it's not like the game was wrong just because they made like a sequel to it.
Well, the thing about Final Fantasy though is like all the games are completely different from the previous entry, and they're not even related. So
They're not even related.
not outside the mechanics. Like, I mean, it's not like the same.
You know?
I mean, it's like Die Hard in like Die Hard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, John McClane does stuff. Like Final Fantasy 1 through 13, completely set of characters every time through, except for 10 and 10-2. Well, I guess 13 and 13-2 and 13-3 are like lightning, but whatever. So those two exceptions aside, the rest are completely different. Oh, actually 4 is a bunch of sequels too as well. So those three, those exceptions aside, they're so different. Man, where is this game? It's like I should be able to find it so easily. Oh.
What if I end up knowing more about Final Fantasy VII than anyone?
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. Why wouldn't I be able to do it?
Because we discussed this before, dude. Like,
What?
it's like the same like reason you won't. Well, not that you won't. Okay, not saying that you won't never be, but like it's the same. That's like the same thing as saying I'm gonna be the best Final Fantasy player ever on the planet. It's like there's millions of people that like that game, so your odds are like 1 in the however many millions or tens of millions. So it's like, yeah, as the amount of people that are in that category goes up, your percentage of like or chance of like getting to the best at the top goes down. So it's like, that's already like, that's like saying let me climb Mount
But
Everest.
what if I'm already up at the top?
You may be, but then like there's also like no way to like gauge your skill of like how good are you versus other people.
What if I'm already at the top and all I gotta do is stay at the top? Keep my number one spot, Keep my spot up.
And therein lies the problem. How do you know when you're the best?
I just know it the way same now when
I just
anything.
know it.
I just know it on the inside.
On the inside.
That's right.
Ramses the second, everybody. Ramses the second.
Thank you. Why do you have that thing up so I can't? Oh, back attack. I hate that. Why do you have the window up so I can't see?
Because I'm trying to find this game. Oh, Shadowrun. That's what it's called. Okay, Shadowrun on Xbox 360. I just remembered it. Shadowrun. I believe that's the game. Yeah, because anyone just called it Shadowrun something or other. Let me look it up real quick. But yeah, that was another RPG back in the day. Also Deus Ex, man. I love Deus Ex. That's like so good. Oh man, I guess since we're talking about RPGs, I'll go ahead and like say it. But like, I remember a couple weeks ago, or episode 1 or episode 2 or whatever, we're talking about Japanese games, and I was all like, oh man, I don't remember what we're talking about, but I did bring this up where like Japanese have like the artistic side and like the colored side and like the art style and character design side, but it's like Western side is kills it on gameplay and like narrative. So that's for me is like where the
You ain't got no memory. What are you doing? No memory card in this? What is this?
Oh, you have to set the memory card like manually because it's like a virtual one since there's no memory card slot.
Do I have to start over?
No, you don't have to start over. So just use
I don't.
Just use one of these, or this one, as slot 1.
The Western video games are evil.
How are Western video games evil? Hold
They
on.
are. It's like the way they murdered that guy in Iraq. That guy who was the part of the UN. They're evil.
Okay,
You know that ancient Rome is why like they started Christianity is so they could like civilize those people.
Hold on. I'm pushing. Okay.
Okay,
But yeah, if you go to push the PlayStation button and you go to the thingy, you can like pick whatever memory card you want to put it in. Okay, so could you say that again of like why Western people are? Okay, hold on. Time out.
Not the people.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say.
I don't care about the people.
How are Western video games like evil?
I'm just making a joke.
Okay, never mind then. But yeah, Shadowrun Returns. Shadowrun? Was it Shadowrun? No, it was Shadowrun.
Shadowrun Returns where?
Shadowrun Returns is the new Shadowrun game. Shadowrun is the old one I was talking about that came out on 360. That
Shadowrun?
Yeah, but yeah, that's the game I was talking about.
That's an evil concept to me. A shadow run around, that's scary. Who wants to know about that?
That's not even what Shadowrun's about. You're just putting words together. Ugh.
This Barrett guy looks a lot like Prince Fielder.
Who?
Prince Fielder.
Who's Prince Fielder?
You don't know?
Nope.
Okay, I guess we want to talk about it then.
Okay. Yeah, that's the next topic discussion on the video games or podcast, politics and video games thingy.
Podcast?
Yeah, it's not a podcast, but you know.
I don't know. I bet you it actually is a podcast, and they just... Yeah, this is just such revolutionary revolutionary technology. We just don't have the right way to talk about it yet. Don't have all the right words for it. Right?
Wait, can you say that again?
No?
Okay, sorry. I can't answer that question then. Man. Actually, I have this on Steam, so I could like boot this up and we could both be playing at the same time. Well, actually, I guess I could also be like playing it on this one too, though, so that'd be weird. Playing it like screen by screen, or screen side by side on like different screens, that'd be weird. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's like two Final Fantasies of like the same one being played at the same time.
Why don't you
Why don't I what?
do that?
Because I was playing Beyond, so... And, yeah. I'd rather be playing something else because I've played Final Fantasy 7 before, so it's not on the top of my I want to be playing this right now list.
The top of your I want to be playing this right now list.
Are you asking what's on the top of that list?
No, I'm just trying to clarify. You know, it sounded like you had a list, and I was trying to clarify to see what that list was.
Oh, it's not actually a list. If it wasn't, I'd just make it up on the spot.
You know, if there's a title for that list. List of I want to play this right now or whatever.
Yeah, it's like what I want to be playing right this instant.
You know, I think about this video game is that it's sort of easy. You know, I might be insulting some people when I say this, but this might even be the easiest Final Fantasy game there is. If you play some of the other ones, it's a lot more difficult. Like 5 is like very challenging.
I don't know, dude. I'd say like it depends on like how you're playing it. 'Cause if you're playing it to like you're just gonna level all the characters to 99 anyway, then like 7 is not that hard. But like if you're just going to go from like dungeon to dungeon, get to the end, and then like not get any of the side stuff, it is like a bit challenging. But I don't know. I haven't played enough to say like if it is or not like the hardest one. But it's definitely not on the top. It is pretty easy. So. So I did play through it like one time, and I didn't even do any of the side quests to get like all the like Knights of the Round and like Gold Chocobo stuff, and just like went from beginning to end without doing any of the side stuff, and like not having fully leveled characters. It wasn't that hard, and like it's fun like actually going through the final dungeon and having it be a challenge, but it wasn't like impossible. So
this game?
Yeah, but to me, like I wouldn't say that like that makes it just too easy. I'd just say it's a very well balanced game.
If you play some of the ones for Super Nintendo, they're really hard.
Mm.
You really got to pay a lot of attention to it and really.
Yeah, I guess 4 is like it can be a bit. Yeah, actually 4 I was playing that and like there's this one boss at the top of the tower thing when you're going to rescue Rosa, I think is her name. And like it was the wind dude of the Fiendish Fiends or whatever, and he was kicking the crap out of me like every time. Like it took me like forever to beat that dude, and then like by the time I'd beaten him, I forgot where I was at in the story, and I had to start over. I was like, ah. And that's why I never got that far. Well, didn't get any farther than 4, because by the time I'd got past the part I was stuck on, I forgot what was going on, and I was like, ah, I gotta start all over. And then I didn't play it anymore.
Some of these games you can sort of, you can sort of doze off while you know, it's not really a big deal. But some of them, you can't. "10 minutes. Detonation." So Chris, have you heard that song by 3 Doors Down called "Citizen Soldier"?
How's it go?
You don't really like it when I sing stuff, really.
Well, I know, but I don't know the names of songs unless it's one I like or don't like, and then if it's not, or then like, so like I don't know it until I hear it. So you're not gonna say that, dude.
But what?
You're not gonna save that dude.
Say what?
No, save that dude at the bottom.
I have
of
to
the
save
screen.
him?
Well, you can save him instead of just like leaving him there.
I didn't know he had a problem.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Like when you go back and play old games, is like you can't even like tell what the characters are. It's like their eyes are just like dots. And it's like you can't like tell when you're looking at them. But what about the song?
I don't. It doesn't matter to me. It's just a game. Yeah, that's like
just a game.
That's an artistic approach,
Yeah, but you're supposed to like feel immersed in the experience you're having, and then like show like empathy to the characters around you and stuff, and you know.
What if they just make the argument that if you like that experience so much, you should go do it for real, and not even worry about the video game.
That's.
And then that would be like graphics, even like a whole nother level that's beyond what one of these people could create.
No.
That you don't make that argument.
That's a stupid argument.
How is it?
Because, dude, like if you list a bunch of games and like whatever it is, you can't just like go out and do that.
How do I? Okay. What, you can't play? You can't, like Madden? You can't go out and play football?
That's a sports game. Name one that's not a sports game.
That you could what?
Like name a non-sports game that you're gonna like use an example though.
Like where you could do it for real?
Yeah.
I don't know. You could just join the army and it'd be like a whole bunch of this stuff where you're like shooting guns and.
I'm pretty sure that's not how it is in the army.
What?
I don't think it's like that.
They give you a machine
the context of the situation in the game is not going to be exactly the same. Where you're like running around shooting people that are like not deserving it.
Well, I don't know.
Because like in the multiplayer, which is like what most people play anyway, it's just like a map, and it's like okay, let's all run around and kill each other, and then respawn, and you can't respawn in real life, so that point is therefore invalid. Or that negates the multiplayer aspect, which is like why people play multiplayer shooters for the most part anyway.
Because you can respawn?
Well, no, because it's just it's just like a virtual field of play. It's not like let's go shoot people. And like I guess point C would be like not everybody would be as like good in real life as like what they are in video game life, because it's like not as realistic. So it's like you can't just carry around like an M60 because it's too heavy, or like a rocket launcher because it's probably heavy too. And then like even then you can't like reload it as fast as you can in the game after one shot. It's like
I don't think it's too heavy.
Have you ever held one?
No, well.
Then how would you know? There you go.
Well, I'm strong, so I can do anything.
Okay, whatever. But there's like different body types of like people that play games and stuff. So that not all of them would like be up to par as far as like military combat.
They can go to the gym and work on it. I mean, that's the whole point, though. I mean, if I can make a point, I'll make that one. That's what happens when you join the army is they turn you into a soldier.
Well, yeah.
Of course you come in, maybe you're not, but by the time that's what they do. They turn you into one. America's finest.
Actually, I just realized that in like Call of Duty 4, you get hit by a nuke, and so like I don't think a lot of people would want to do that in real life. Get like hit by a nuke.
In what?
In Call of Duty 4, like there's like a part where like you get killed by a nuke, and I don't think people would want to do that in real life.
A real nuclear weapon?
Yeah. There's also a part in the sequel to that called Modern Warfare 2 when you go undercover in the CIA, like or you're a CIA agent that goes undercover with the Russians, and they like massacre all these people at an airport, and you don't have to shoot anybody, but like I don't think you'd want to be a terrorist, so yeah, or most people don't want to be terrorists or be undercover as a terrorist, because at the end of the mission, like the dude turns around and shoots you in the face. He's like, oh, I know you're a spy, so yeah. I don't think people would want to do that, so. But like as far as like shooters anyway, that's like all the games are. It's just like a dude running around. Well, usually a dude. It might not always be a dude, but like it's usually just like a dude with a gun running around shooting stuff. So I'm pretty sure it's like more to that in the real world aspect of it.
I mean, it can't be that could be like hypocrisy.
What would be?
If you sort of like endorse it as a game, but then I don't know, then you say it's wrong. Then you say like in another, it's like it's right today, but then tomorrow it's wrong.
Oh yeah. Well, to me, it's all about context. So it's like when you remove the context of all games, you turn like 80% of video game characters into just murderers and killers anyway. So it's really weird.
Well, I don't know. Hopefully not.
I mean, like right now, you're just like killing all these not Shinra troops, but are those Shinra troops? I wasn't paying attention. The blue dudes, were those like Midgard guards or just Shinra guards?
I don't know. I haven't played the game in a long time.
But you're just like killing dudes with swords. So would you like to do that?
Well, it's self-defense.
Actually, it wasn't self-defense because you guys totally that was like preemptive strike when you guys went into the Maker reactor to blow it up. That wasn't like, we're just not doing anything. Oh, Shinra troops are attacking us. It was like, oh, we're gonna go in and blow this up because we're terrorists. That was a preemptive strike on your part.
But
a planned, coordinated attack by terrorist group, Avalanche.
It was before you did something. It was before you. I mean, it was before you did something to me. Like I don't know the story fully well, but I mean, it's like if Shinra is like a corrupt, organization, then you like building the nuclear reactor. After you have the nuclear reactor, you're gonna build something that threatens me or that harms me. So we take the nuclear reactor away, and then, you can't do that.
Oh, so it's okay because it's a corrupt corporation. Ooh.
No, they were gonna do something to me. Kung Fu, Chris, come on.
But like all their technology and stuff is like the basis of society in that game. Like the Maker reactors and the that they use to harness power from the planet, which is killing it. So it's like blowing up the reactors is just hurting everybody else.
It's the misuse of the technology. So you're saying Cloud shouldn't actually win in this game or something?
No, I'm just saying like, it's a chaotic good thing where it's like I'm gonna steal from the rich, even though stealing it, and it's stealing period is wrong, but stealing from like this group of people that deserves to be stolen from in this context is like not wrong. From my viewpoint as a chaotic good character, so like Robin Hood or Cloud Strife in this instance. Because he's like, oh, I'm gonna take down these dudes, and like, yeah, you shouldn't kill dudes, but like, these dudes are in the wrong, so they're like effing with the planet and like doing stuff that like affects me, like you said. They're like, at the end of the day, it's gonna come back to like, like be a negative force on my life. Those jerks at Shinra and stuff.
It's a holy person.
But yeah, I guess I'd also say that the graphics for Beyond Two Souls are really good because like this menu has been on with Ellen Page's face on it for like the last 30 minutes or whatever that we've been doing these videos, and like I'm just looking at her eye, and it looks really good. I mean that sounds weird, but it just looks graphically impressive. Like her hair and her hat and her face and her eye and like everything.
Yeah.
It was very well done by Quantic Dream. I was thoroughly impressed and enjoyed it. So we have like 8 to 9 minutes left. What's the next topic for discussion?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm reading this dialogue trying to remember the
I
story.
guess I could like get on the internet and look up something. I'll go to see what's on the front of Yahoo News. Ugh. Wow. See, this is what annoys me. Is like when I go into like this thing to check my email, and it's supposed to be like the headlines of the day, and like yeah, it's on like a smaller screen than usual, so it's like more condensed because it's not hooked up to my like wider screen. But like 2 of the 4 stories on here are about sports, and then the third one of the 4 one is about TV networks Americans can give up because I don't know why that's not important at all. And there's like something about some person in Arizona doing something to compare Obama to Hitler, but whatever. So there's like one political story that's like probably like that's not really like a news story. I would say like air quotes news story. It's just like let's get clicks with this slant or this eye grabbing headline. People will click on it. It's not really like a news story. So it's like thanks Yahoo News for putting up these amazing news articles to click on. And then I go to BBC because let's go to the BBC. Where's it at? It should be out here somewhere.
Did you hear the thing where he said the Redskins should change their name?
I saw it on a thingy, but I didn't click on it because it's like I saw it on YouTube. New York Times was like putting up interviews with, or I think it was Associated Press. It wasn't the Times. It was Associated Press was like doing some interview with them, and they're like Obama on the Redskins name change. So I saw it, but I didn't click on it because I didn't care. So I was like whatever. So I didn't. So no, I did not hear that.
That was really weird to me when he did that.
What do you say?
Oh, I don't know. Like who really cares? Like why? Like there's already been debate about that. Like, what makes him think that just him saying something?
Maybe
about
he was just weighing in on where he stands on the issue.
Why did he even say anything at all?
Well, that's a good point. I think that is one of Obama's problems. Is like,
I didn't really get that. Like,
he weighs in on stuff that doesn't matter, but he doesn't like. It's like the president is like the U.S. is like a really high office that has like all this prestige and power, and then he like is like doesn't like think before he talks about something, and like you end up with stuff like that where he's like there's like that thing, and like the thing with the like when he first came into the office with like the dude that was I don't remember. It was like the black professor and then like the white police officer that like accosted him or whatever, and he like talked about it. It wasn't important, but he like brought it up, and somehow I guess it makes sense for it like to become an issue when like it's the president talking about it, but like it wasn't like really something the president should have been talking about.
He didn't really like help those people. All he did was sit down and like have beer with them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Firefox. That's why. I'm in Chrome and it's a Firefox bookmark. That's why. So I click on latest headlines. What the F? Latest headlines? Why is this not showing me my? Whatever. I'm sure there's something awesome on here that's way better than what's on the thingy I'm looking at now. I would open Firefox, but that's too much work. So, whatever. But I'll just take my word for it that there's better stuff on the BBC site than there's on the AT&T site. I guess I'll open up. Actually, yeah. This next site that has new stuff on it. Clean funding bill, blah blah blah. Assault in New York City. 92-year-old funeral. Ah, seriously? It's like nothing. Stab soldier. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's pretty sad. Actually, I just no, I should know into ABC because they're as bad as everybody else with their attention-grabbing headlines. That's weird. Why isn't this? Oh, maybe the name of the link I have on the hotbar is different from the address. That might be why that doesn't go there anymore. Huh. Maybe I will open up Firefox then, but, or not. Whatever. I guess I'll go to YouTube. They might have some breaking news. From the Associated Press or something. Pretty. 'Nothing happening. 3D printing. What a technology. I guess a bunch of the stuff's mostly about the government shutdown and soon to be debt ceiling, so it's not like it's anything else is getting any airtime. Ugh. I guess supposedly there was. Oh, never mind. That's nothing important. Man. Oh, I guess I wonder if the Times has anything. They might have something. Or not. Cultured butter. Shut down. Dead selling. I'm going to watch this Beyond Two Souls review they have.
Watch what?
Oh, this review, because it's on the New York Times' YouTube page, so I'm interested to see like what they thought of it, so or what they had to say about it. La 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 la. Oh, I saw this TED talk about oh, it's funny actually. It's because it was totally about what we just discussed in like part one about like the whole. Actually, it's part two about the whole like going to the moon versus. Well, it wasn't like the same thing. It was like similar because it was about the moon, not like space travel like in general. But it's like it was someone basically saying like, why haven't we gone to the moon again? Blah blah blah. And I was like, ugh. And he's like basically comparing that with like all the technological stuff that we've done in like the past, probably like I'd say, or I guess like since the last moon landing. So that was interesting. So it's like if you look at the way like technology is like being developed now, it's more about like how can we make profit off of this versus like how can we, or I guess it's not like as like it doesn't have like this mobilization of the culture of like, you know, we're gonna go to the moon and put all this manpower into it, and then it'll be this great shining beacon of like what our species can or what our race can accomplish. It's just like, oh, look at this social network and all this handy dandy gadgets that we have hooked up to each other, and we just spend all our time on them, and now we just like just iterate them, or I mean we just have these very small iterations of like better quality versions of them, and we don't really swing for the fences anymore. It was an interesting talk. But yeah, we're almost at 30 minutes for the part 3 of Politics and Video Games, episode 3. So, you know, if you enjoy this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, blah blah blah, whatever, or not, that's cool too. And do you have anything to sign off with, Ramses, as you add Tifa Lockhart to your party?
I think I'm doing okay.
Alrighty then. So, until you hear or see from us again, this is politics in video games, and we're now signing off.